Welcome back, everybody. Student loan debt is nearing $1 trillion. And for the first time ever, the number of delinquent student loans have surpassed even credit card, auto, and home equity loans.
That's crazy. So has the federal lending program made it too easy for college students to borrow? And are the alternatives to student loans, are they out there? Joining us right now is Rachel Cruz, financial speaker and writer for the Dave Ramsey Organization. Good to have you this morning.
Good to have. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All righty. So these federal lending programs, they're designed to make college education more affordable. But basically what's happening is creating a pile of debt.
That's right. So many students are believing the lie that you can't be a student without a student loan. So they're just assuming student loans are the only way to go to college.
Seems obvious what the downsides would be, but let's put them up on the screen. And how are people winding up with so much debt? Are there things that they don't realize going into it?
You know, I think so. So many, an 18-year-old doesn't compute that they may graduate with $27,000 in debt. That's just the average. And more, yeah, right. And so the average is coming out to $27,000. And so I don't think an 18-year-old really realizes how much money that actually is, which brings us there to point two. I feel like if I talk to the 21-year-old version of them, they always say, oh, I wish I had known this before I went to college. And so I always tell high school seniors, you guys, you've got to look at the alternatives.
Well, let's talk about some of the alternatives. What do you suggest? I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there who get scholarships. It sort of just comes easy for them. But maybe people need to focus a little bit more on trying to get those scholarships and less on just going right to the borrowing route.
Exactly, yes. And I tell high school seniors and even students in college, apply for as many scholarships as possible. Something makes you eligible for a scholarship. And that may mean, you have to write an essay or fill out a form. But do that. Do the work, because scholarships is free money.
And also, you talk about not necessarily going to the school that sounds the best, that's going to cost in excess of, even 50 grand a year. A community college may be your best option, an in-state school. But I'm curious as to your thoughts, why so many are delinquent today. Is that because of the recession? Is that because jobs aren't paying what they're used to? Or are students just not doing their homework? Because we talked about the stat earlier, it exceeds even delinquent credit card payments.
Yeah, absolutely. I think debt has become so normal in America today, and so many students just see this high ticket priced item, which is college, ahead of them, and they get overwhelmed. So that's why I try to break it down for them and say, if the average college student worked 20 hours a week, they could pay their way through an in-state school. And so they don't hear that. They just hear, well, I need to go to the fancy college. And so I tell them, no, stay in-state, take that in-state tuition, and go to a community college for your first year or two. It is possible. It's possible to go to college without a student loan.
Rachel Cruz, thanks so much. If you have more questions for her, you can find her on Twitter. That is Cruz, C-R-U-Z-E. If you're looking for her, throw all your questions straight to her. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Rachel. Alrighty, coming up.